Welcome to Market Matters. I'm Tang, joined by Sulhi, Azman, and now we are on to stocks with momentum. We have two, and the first one is called Jax Resources Berhad. It's flagged with negative momentum, and this is a stock that has been up 120% year to date, and in the past 1 month, it's closed up 30%. On the news front today, Sulhi, Jax Resources, it says that it's confident to clinch more projects from the Langat 2 water treatment plant project.
The Langat 2 project has finally coming on board after it has been delayed by how many years? 8 years. 8 years, correct. Now, just before we start into the news front, I think our colleague Go has went to the EGM today and said that Jax Resources is interested to go and clinch more contracts from this project. In fact, last year I think they bagged about 55.3 million
That's
ringgit
right. So
contracts.
Jax is actually not new in this area, because what it does is it provides water supply construction projects such as reservoirs, pipe laying. It also manufactures steel pipes.
And it also has a property project as well, and also construction. And amazingly, they have a property project in Damansara, Pacific Place, where they sell, there's a lot of shops there selling coffees and whatever from there.
But property aside, I think, Sulhi, what attracted you was actually its power plant in Vietnam.
It's power plant in Vietnam.
Yeah.
You know what this company reminds me? This company reminds me of Mega First. You know, where they have, similar players, Mega First and Jax, they have interest in construction. And both companies have got a tender to construct a mega power plant Mega First is in Cambodia, but Jax Resources is in Vietnam. And I think, because of this news, right, Fin Huang, I think, has said that this could be a re-rating catalyst for Jax Resources. If you look at the earnings-wise, for instance, earnings in second quarter has been quite dismal. Revenue went down 10.2%, net profit went down 4.1%, but on the cumulative side, revenue was only down by 4%, but net profit jumped 48% on the strong performance of the construction and property development projects.
Now, the chairman actually today said that the project will start, the Vietnam project, right, will start to contribute to the group's earnings starting next year, but it's also expected to recognize some construction revenue from this contract during the construction period.
Well, they have to, because they have actually been spending 153 million ringgit in Vietnam, and I think, and finally they have seen some sort of clarity, basically. But you have to also understand that Jax Resources, when I attended their signing ceremony a few months back, they have actually, signed, this is the third partner that they are partnering to construct that power plant, the coal thermal power plant in Vietnam. It's
the first foray in Vietnam, though, right?
It's the first foreign correct in Vietnam. And the thing about this project is that they're going to get a concession income, 25 years. For 25 years. It's a recurring income, and they could just sit there, do nothing, and enjoy very fat margins.
Electricity generation is scheduled to begin in 2020. But yeah, Fin Huang said the key re-rating catalyst is actually for Jax to achieve financial close on this project by October 31st this year.
And I think they are also finalizing some due diligence matters.
Hopefully there's no delay.
Hopefully there is no delay. They have started this since 2009. It has been delayed for so long due to different expectations from the partners as well.
Well, Sulhi, I can see you're very excited, but I'm afraid we have to move on to the next stocks with momentum. We have Sona Petroleum Berhad, also flagged with negative momentum. So now this is actually a special purpose acquisition company, SPAC, listed on July 30th, 2013. So that's about 2 years ago. Nothing much on the news front, but in June, the company did say that it's confident of securing a qualifying asset or QA by the year end. This is before its deadline, middle of next year.
Right. Sona Petroleum, right? It's a SPAC. It has been listed since 2013. The SC has given them 3 years to actually finish some qualifying assets. If you look at Sona Petroleum, right, I think sometime this year they were supposed to clinch one assets, but due to certain issues.
Did you mean the stake in Salamander Energy?
In Salamander Energy, correct. It fell. Which has fallen through. If you look at SPACs, right, so far you have about 4 SPACs in Malaysia, and one has graduated from that, which is Hibiscus. When they bought the stake in Lime Petroleum. You have Click Energy, you have Sona Petroleum, you have Reach Energy. Can they actually meet the expectations from the Securities Commission and shareholders to book something?
I don't know what's too new, but I did have a look at the second quarter results note that was released to Bursa Malaysia that's dated August 25th. So it's actually said under prospects, right? It said that the group is currently assessing and reviewing potential assets, which is nearing the advanced stage of finalization. So I don't know, the fact that it's actually been highlighted as a stock with negative momentum, volume today 9.5 million shares.
Yeah, and today I think the stock closed unchanged at 43.5 cents. If you look at the stocks, right, it has dropped about 47% from 59 cents on May 30 last year to a low of 40 cents in February this year. Most of the SPACs in Malaysia, right, are very exposed to the oil and gas, and with the slumping oil prices and so on, it has bring down valuations. Can they actually book a qualifying asset at the right valuation? Well,
with the business model of a SPAC is that they will only generate operating income once it has completed a qualifying asset. But if they are able, right, to actually get a QA. 90% of its IPO proceeds will be returned to investors anyway.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same, we also have to ensure that, I think what the founders of Sona Petroleum has in mind is that they want to do, they want to go and get some assets, and they want to, make this work. I think, 2013 listing, now 2015, I think they have maybe about a year or two to go, or maybe a year less to go, and see whether they can actually close some deal.
But the company is confident, and now we're in the month of September, so we're talking about 3 to 4 months more. But to wrap up, today we have two stocks with momentum, Jax Resources and Sona Petroleum, both flat with negative momentum. Now, Jax is confident of getting more Langat 2 contracts, while Sona, nothing too new in the news, but it said it's confident to clinch a qualifying asset by this year end.